Rejuvenate, restore, refresh, and heal. At Fantuzzo Acupuncture, we seek to help achieve effective health and wellness in an elegant spa-like atmosphere. Fantuzzo Acupuncture specializes in traditional acupuncture, cosmetic anti-aging acupuncture, acupressure, cupping, CBD topical creams, and more. Approach healthcare holistically. Visit FantuzzoAcupuncture.com to book online today. FantuzzoAcupuncture.com.
From attic to basement, we're here for you. It's quality service in all we do. Call Taylor. 500 help.
That's right. Taylor Heating and Plumbing. They are a big supporter of the We the People Podcast Network, and we appreciate them. Taylor 500 Help. Since 1947, heating and air conditioning, duct cleaning. They are the professionals that do it all. And brr, it's cold outside. What's that movie? Bring It On. The cheer. Brr, it's cold outside. So call Taylor 500 Help for all of your heating and air conditioning needs. At Taylor, make sure your furnace, you shop. It's your one-stop shop. You have them come over. They'll inspect your furnace. They'll inspect your water heater. And if you're looking for a job, they're looking for home energy techs and HVAC technicians and plumbers. And those people are in high demand. So if you need a job, Taylor 500 Help. Precision Lawn and Garden in Webster, 195 North Avenue in Webster since 1969, providing Rochester and surrounding areas sales, service, and parts. They got snow blowers, they got them. Chainsaws, got them. Blowers, got them. Lawnmowers, got them. All makes and models. Precision Lawn and Garden in Webster. Talk to Kimberly and Justin. They will help you out. Express Sealers. Brian, we love him. He's not sealing driveways. He's plowing driveways on the east side. We're talking snow removal, residential and business. Express Sealers, 645-2010. That's 645-2010. Ontario, Williamson, Webster, Penfield, Irondequoit, Pittsford. He does it all. Express Sealers for snow removal from driveways and parking lots, 645-2010. Please support our advertisers. They support us here at We the People Podcast Network and Kimberly's Revolution.
It's the big show. -1.
Yes. Not me, though.
No,
I'm here.
still.
I'm still here.
Live from the We the People broadcast studio in cloudy 45-degree Irondequoit, New York. I think we're going to have cloudy and 45 degrees for quite a while.
Forever.
So.
I'm okay with that. I can do that.
Here she is.
Hi.
She's pretty high on the crazy whore meter.
You crazy whore. You're going to jail.
It's Kimberly Ray.
Okay. Man, if I could just harness up all that hate on the phone that I've been getting the last couple of days, I just laugh. I should play them. I should play all of the voicemails that I got threatening to kill me, threatening to come, break into my house, threatening to, everyone's quite positive that you have fired me by now.
I haven't answered my phone in 3 days, Kimberly.
Hey, it's Kimberly's Revolution, and I'm here. I'm Kimberly. We the People Podcast Network.com is live. You can buy t-shirts, and hopefully very soon, Patriot Angela has a bunch of stuff, koozies and coffee mugs and all that she does, and she's going to give us some of those.
Nice.
And we're going to sell them, and we're going to take a cut, and she's going to get a cut, and everyone's going to be happy.
So we're not canceled yet?
We're still here. According to all the fake news out there. You guys got to sift through the shit to get to the real, crux of the situation, don't you? That's really what you have to do. We are glad all the Patriots are here. Just Tom is here. And Chad, it's my understanding, is in a preliminary hearing, not because he's in trouble, which
shocker,
which wouldn't be far from,
he's playing lawyer,
how we like to roll.
Lawyer.
Okay. So he's playing a lawyer today. He should be here shortly, or maybe not at all. We don't know. Is he in
We
Hilton?
don't know. He doesn't show up to his own show, so why should he show up to this one?
Why should he? Is he representing the Hilton situation with the Confederate flag?
I have no comments on that.
Okay, because there was a kid. I don't know this story, but the story is that a kid in Hilton brought a Confederate flag to school, and what do they want to do? They want to hang him from the flagpole at Hilton because he did that? I'm just asking the question because people out there have gone stark raving mad, y'all. I mean, people have lost their ever loving mind. People have, Honestly, they've gone off the deep end. They've walked the plank, whatever other crazy, stupid euphemism I can possibly use to describe how people's minds have just, exploded. I'd like to do that. But did people lose their mind in Hilton because some kid brought a Confederate? It's a kid thing. He did. All right. He brought a Confederate. Is he suspended for the rest of the year now?
I don't know.
Do we know what the situation is?
I don't know.
Just Ron here in Gates. Okay, glad. Kathy, glad to see you. We are glad to be seen.
Thanks, Ron. Way to join the club.
So Chad may be here. He may not be here.
Just gives me a little more time.
He's writing up cease and desist as we speak. And Austin is here running everything that is, runnable on the big show of Kimberly's
Big
Revolution.
Wednesday.
Big Wednesday.
Hello.
There's Austin. Austin thinks everything is hunky-dory, peachy keen. Fine. Look at him with his big thumbs up. We want to thank, of course, Fitzy at Rockvox Productions for making sure that the We the People podcast network runs smoothly. Fitz at Rockvox Productions, that's ROCVOX, helped us put all of this together, and we are always appreciative of him. So if you're thinking about or have some friends that want to put together a podcast, or maybe you're just thinking about like a Christmas podcast, you can do that because 'tis the season, right? I know Fitz was so busy last year with all of his Christmas podcasts. Didn't he do like a Santa one, Austin? I'm pretty sure he did. Like
I think he's going to do it again.
Santa from the North Pole. Who knew that Santa did a podcast? But yeah, exactly.
They had all kinds of Santas.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
Did they have all kinds of? Well,
they had lots of different Santas.
Well, there's Father Christmas in England. There's Santa Claus. I don't know. There's a lot of different names. There's Kris Kringle and some, I think, like South Africa, right? 5-day suspension for the kid with the Confederate flag. Are you freaking kidding me? Now, you know my stance on flags. There's only one flag, but did he bring it to school for discussion? Is it a weapon?
I believe it was something to do with Halloween.
Did he dress in the Confederate flag and that's all he had on? Was he naked underneath? I mean, I don't know. And how did the kid get out of the house with the Confederate flag? He probably that's a complete boy thing. All right. Should he have taken the Confederate? I don't know. There's only one flag that you need to be concerned with, and that is the flag of the red, white, and blue behind me. Your gay flag doesn't matter. Your rainbow flag sprinkles doesn't matter. Your Marine flag, your Navy flag, your whatever flag you have, it doesn't matter. The flag behind me is the only one that matters.
The one from 200 years ago, the Betsy Ross flag.
Yes.
Okay.
The flag of the United States of America. All right, listen. Janice says, glad the news was wrong.
What are we going to do today?
The news was wrong. I want to show you something. And I want you to wrap your mind around this. And by the way, today's show is called Woke Won't Work. And we found out why woke won't work in Virginia. Because people looked at how far left the Biden regime has gone and all the leftists in this country and how crazy sideways things have gotten. And in Virginia, it's an indication of how things will not continue to go sideways. People are looking for a correction, and the correction happened in Virginia yesterday. There is a new governor in charge. There's a new sheriff in Virginia, and the people spoke. There's also a new lieutenant governor, and she's a Marine.
And she's badass.
And can we show the picture of the new lieutenant governor? I love this lady. Look at her. Proud. She is one proud American. That is the new lieutenant governor. The governor-elect is Glenn Youngkin. He defeated Governor Terry McAuliffe. Republicans did very well.
Did they find all the ballots that are still in the trucks and in the basement?
I'm sure they're coming. That lady right there is Republican Winsome Sears. She defeated the Democrat in Virginia's lieutenant governor race. She made history as the first Black Republican woman elected to the House in 2002. And can I just tell you, the left is losing their ever-loving minds over it. They can't even decide how they're going to, go up against a Black Republican woman who clearly is a gun lover. What are they going to do with her? They have no idea. They are losing it. You should have seen some of the comments and the tweets from the left last night about this woman. But she's a Marine. She can handle herself very well. And congratulations to Ms. Winsome Sears, who is now the Lieutenant Governor of Virginia.
We need more God-fearing people in power.
She is a former U.S. Marine, a former vice president of the
Austin.
Virginia State Board of Education, and she's a former director of a women's homeless shelter. She is doing great work.
Good for her.
And we wish her much success. But let me show you the other picture. Who sent this to us?
The one with you and OJ?
Yeah, just
our buddy Jose did.
There we go.
Kimberly and OJ.
There we go.
You know, the whole world's going crazy. Who thought 2 years ago there'd be a picture of you and OJ together?
I was at the game on Sunday at the Buffalo Bills. Yes, I went. Should I have posted what I did? I don't know. In hindsight, maybe I shouldn't have. In reality, maybe I should have, because someone has to stick up for these stupid mandates that don't work. Someone has to be the voice of, hey, it is un-American to show an identity card to get into restaurants, public venues, open air stadiums. It is un-American to say, show me your card so that you may walk, or we'll put you on a train and send you somewhere, like you mentioned yesterday. It's un-American. It's not right that you have to show a card to get into public taxpayer-funded establishments, by the way. Did I show a fake card? Didn't I show a fake card? That's neither here nor there at this point, right? But let me tell you, there's no investigation. That's a bald-faced lie. Fake news at its finest. So here's a guy who was at the game on Sunday.
Sure was.
O.J. Simpson.
My favorite football player as a kid.
Former Bills player.
He was fantastic.
It's
over 2,000 yards, one season.
I can't even tell you his athletic ability. And apparently
the electric company.
He's pretty handy with a knife. And here is a double murderer.
Well, he wasn't convicted.
Austin, really?
That was like 30 years ago.
Oh,
Kimberly.
okay. Oh,
Come
sure.
on.
I know. You know what?
Cut him some slack.
You know, finally the bloodstains are coming out of the pavement there in LA, where he killed his estranged wife because if he couldn't have her, no one was going to have her, right? People were lining up to have their pictures taken with a double murderer on Sunday at the Buffalo Bills game. He was invited. He came. They announced him over the intercom. People were taking pictures with a man who basically cut off the head of Nicole Brown Simpson and killed her. And the man who showed up to deliver the sunglasses she left at the restaurant after a family dinner that OJ was not invited to that night because he's such an asshole. But Caitlyn Jenner claims that O.J. Simpson told Nicole Brown, I will kill you and get away with it if you continue not being with me. Caitlyn Jenner has claimed that O.J. Simpson told his ex-wife that he would one day kill her and get away with it. And he did. And O.J. Simpson was at the game on Sunday, and I'm the story.
He had better tickets than you did, Kimberly.
He had way better tickets than me.
Although you had pretty nice seats.
And what does that say? You have to be a special kind of crazy to have more people talk about your trip to the Bills game than this other guy? Does that tell you how deranged and off the rails people are?
Probably.
All right, maybe I showed up with a fake card. Maybe I didn't. You know, maybe I'm vaccinated. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm Aaron Rodgers and I said I was immunized, but I'm not. And we'll get to Aaron Rodgers here in a second. But more people are out of their mind because of what I may or may not have done on Sunday than the fact that OJ was rolled out the red carpet at the Buffalo Bills game on Sunday. A double murderer who is still looking for the real killer.
I still have his football game when I was a kid in my mom's attic.
Doesn't that disgust you?
Still have his football cards.
Doesn't anyone anywhere find that the ultimate slap in the face?
Yeah, it's disturbing.
To a woman who was nearly decapitated by her estranged husband because he couldn't fathom the idea that Nicole Brown Simpson would ever be with another woman? Nope. Kimberly, Haul her out. Highest tree. String her up. Just get her out there. Seriously. Firing squad, Kimberly. Get in front of the firing squad.
Could we do that for promotions?
Kimberly, what you need to do is break the record for highest yards per game.
Then it's okay.
You know, then
it's okay.
Then you can do anything.
I mean, people are wanting the FBI to come to my house and, raid it. There's none of that going on, people. There's none of that going on.
People have actually posted claiming that they are the FBI. I'm sure that's probably illegal.
Oh, that's legal.
Can you say that you're the FBI?
Hey, Kimberly, I'm going to kill you in your sleep, some person said on a voice message to me. Really? You're going to come kill me in my sleep at my house? Because I went to a game and may or may not have shown a fake card. Have you guys lost your ever-loving fucking minds?
She's got to get through Dixie Doo first.
Yes, Dixie Doodle will not forget Dixie Doodle. She'll roll over and let you scratch her. The Chihuahuas, on the other hand,
pretty rough.
Bite your head off. I have a tap. The world is screwed, John. Thank you. I don't even know what to say about how upside down and I know that I probably sound like a broken record, but where in the world is it okay to go after people and shame them and try to put them out of jobs because they don't believe in the same thing that you do? Where is that okay? And where do we draw the line on that? And where do we draw? And by the way, why is the media, if you can't get verification on a story, you don't run the story.
That used to be the rule, right?
That used to be the rule.
Apparently not for Channel 8.
I mean, when you're a legitimate news station.
Oh,
I mean, I was never legitimate.
Little backhand there.
Maybe they're not legitimate either.
Little backhand.
I really don't know. And stop calling my former radio partner, Barry Beck. He's not going to give you my phone number. And if you can't look it up on your own and find my phone number, don't be calling my friends and trying to find my phone number.
If you put a little pressure on me, I probably give it up.
But there I am. There I am with OJ. OJ was at the game and I'm the story.
That's an awesome picture.
That's how fucked up this whole thing is.
Can I get that autographed? I got to get OJ's. If I can get OJ's Simpson's autograph, will you sign it next to him?
I will pee on it for you.
And I'll get a 16 by 20 of it.
I will. I'll pee on it for you. In fact, or maybe I'll just.
Well, I'd rather not have you do that. I'd just like you to sign it. I have very few collectibles in my life. I would like a signed autograph picture of you and OJ.
I'm still here.
Next to each
other. And I'm still smiling and it's going to be okay. I realize, it's got to run the gamut of the news. I get it. I get how the thing goes. Tomorrow,
you could have just went to the game and came home, Kimberly.
I could have. And again, maybe I should have just shut up. Maybe I should have said nothing. But someone, somewhere has got to speak out for the ridiculous mandates and the way people are being treated in this country. And again, I think we saw a major correction in Virginia yesterday. I think the people came out and said, you know what? We don't want critical race theory in our schools. You know what? As parents, we do have a say-so about what our kids are taught. I mean, the other governor said parents should just keep out of whatever their kids are being taught. I'm sorry. We are tax-paying citizens. At least in Greece, on my house, I pay over $10,000 in property tax. I have a say in what my kid is being taught in a high school or at the elementary school level. The taxes are so freaking high on the East Coast. It is insanity. We absolutely have a say in what our children are taught on a daily basis. And basically, I think the Biden regime has fallen off so left, of center, that they realize maybe now with how things have turned out in New Jersey and in Virginia, that they might be in trouble. Hey, guys, do you think we're too far left? Do you think we went kind of bat crap crazy and now we got to jerk a little bit to the more moderate? There is no more moderate. They ran the moderates out of the Democratic Party. They shamed them out. They canceled them. Anyone that was a moderate Democrat was shamed out of being a Democrat.
Well, hopefully we've got one now in Mr. Malik Evans, who's now mayor of Rochester. And
I hope so.
We have great hope for him.
I hope so.
That he will turn this around. He says his first priority is crime. So So
Well,
we'll take his word for it.
let me talk about that for a second. I'm so glad you brought that up. Crime. 15-year-old last night, city streets of Rochester, Peckham Street on the north side. It's clearly a challenged area. I think you said.
Well, actually, it's not. It's
You had rental
it's by,
party, right?
It's by North Street and Norton, the old Polish neighborhood. So it's,
okay. It's not challenged.
it's not as bad as some neighborhoods. It's actually a fairly good neighborhood there.
When your kid was 15, did you know where they were?
Yes, they weren't allowed to leave the house ever.
At 10 o'clock at night, 9:30-ish on
They were hidden in the basement.
9:30-ish, 10 o'clock on a school night. Austin, your parents know where you were 9:30, 10 o'clock on a Tuesday night?
No one ever knows where I am.
I don't even know where you are.
Austin
All I know
never-
is he's got
Austin-
his thumb up somewhere. I don't know where he is.
Kimberly,
Exactly.
have you ever seen bottom feeders? Austin never leaves the couch.
That's true.
All he
As many of
does is play video games.
Many of the trolls have never left the couch either. 15-year-old kid on Peckham Street is walking to a drug house, as many kids do at that age.
At 15.
At 15. And he's walking to a drug house on Peckham Street to buy weed. And he's shot and killed, gunned down in the middle of a street. Gunned down at 15 on a city street in Rochester. And yet somehow I make the top 5 news.
It's horrific.
It is really horrific. And you know what? Do your freaking jobs and actually do something that pertains to news and not some lame ass story about some 55-year-old woman who goes to a game and may or may not have shown a card.
Wait a minute.
That's freaking lazy.
55?
55
Oh, okay.
for another week. Screw you, Tom. I don't look 55. I'm in my mind, I'm still 36.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Kid, 15, walking to a drug house on a Tuesday night. And they say it so nonchalantly in the news. Like there's nothing at all wrong with this. He's walking to get ice cream. No. He's walking to a drug house. Same kind of intonation in their voice. Same, whatever his name is. And you won't remember his name next week. So it really doesn't matter. And there's no outrage and there's no protesting and there's no throwing things.
We don't know the names of the other 66 of them.
68.
68 of them.
Last night, between 9 and 10 o'clock in the city of Rochester, the 15-year-old kid was number 69. And that's not a problem. I'm the problem, right? I'm the problem. Because I may or may not have shown a fake card, I'm the problem. I'm what's wrong with America. Not the fact that a 15-year-old is walking down the street to a drug house and they make it sound like a 15-year-old was walking down the street to a drug house.
Yeah, that's normal.
A 15-year-old was walking down the street to a drug house. That's not normal. And I can't even figure out how the newscasters say that so nonchalantly. And if I'm their news director, I walk up and slap him. Listen, this is serious. There it is. There, the police tape was last night. Or maybe that was any of the other 68
they all look the
murders
same, don't
that
they?
we've had this year. And this 15-year-old kid last night will just be another statistic in a whole slew of statistics that don't matter unless there's something else attached to it, right? There's some kind of agenda. It's not going to matter unless someone else can get their fingers in it and make it blow up and be bigger than it is, right?
A parent's worst nightmare is burying their kid. That's the last thing you want to do is bury a child, and feel for the family. So
I might ask the family though,
well,
do you not know your kid is walking to a drug house?
maybe they don't.
And did anyone in that neighborhood report that particular
maybe he
address on
said-
Peckham Street is a
Maybe
drug
he
house?
said he was going to Johnny's house.
Maybe he
you know,
said he was
for a
walking down the
sleepover.
street to get ice cream.
Yeah, who knows?
And these talking heads drive me crazy. Just because of the way they deliver it, it drives me crazy. So that is there's our crime situation, right?
69.
69 homicides. And I think before I canceled out my Twitter feed, one of the Monroe County crime reporter tweets had mentioned something about the fact that there had been, they listed the statistics with Chicago and Rochester again to update the statistics from last time.
Are we still number one?
We are still currently per capita people beating Chicago for the highest murder rate. But let's talk about some lady that went to the Buffalo Bills game and tweeted about it, because that's smart. Because I'm the bad person.
Right.
It's shameful. The whole thing is shameful.
Rich is so tall, he's even out. We got to crop him out of that picture.
There he is.
You know, if you were wearing a Dolphins jersey, it would be even worse.
Right?
So
I should have just worn my Chiefs stuff and shut up. Right.
Well, you got to break this week with Aaron Rodgers. Are we going to get to that?
Yes, let's do
Aaron
it now.
Rodgers is not going to play against the Chiefs on this weekend.
So now everyone is coming out of the woodwork against poor Aaron Rodgers. I don't say poor Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
He's got enough money to
I don't-
call it a day and
I don't think
hide for
he's
the
a
rest of his
victim.
life. You know, the rest of us can't hide, right? We're here. We've got to be out. We've got to be working, whatever. And I'm all right with that. Aaron Rodgers has enough money to just, he doesn't have to screw with anyone. He can just say, screw it. I don't need to deal with the bullshit. And I'll just disappear with my millions, right?
Sure.
Aaron Rodgers has tested positive for COVID-19. Back in August, when he was asked by a reporter if he was vaccinated, this is what he said. Do we have that?
Are you vaccinated, and what's your stance on vaccinations?
Yeah, I've been immunized.
Apparently, he went to Canada and had some kind of experimental blood transfusion that would make him immunized against COVID.
Just wait. The trolls are coming after you, Aaron. I'm just going to let you know how this works.
Did that work for him?
First, they're going to start calling you, and they're going to call you a racist whore,
Crazy whore.
or a crazy whore, and then they're going to say, "We're coming to find you where you live, and we're going to kill you in your sleep." They're going to say that to you, and then they will just continue to call you and call you and call you, and they will threaten members of your family. Because maybe you didn't tell the truth in August. Maybe he's like, I'm immunized. I've had all of my shots.
You're immunized?
If I bite you, I will tell you right now, you're not going to get anything from me. And you're certainly not going to get the herp, right? It's all fun and games. Do we all get the herp? If I bite you, you won't get rabies.
So you're STD free?
I am immunized. I have all of my shots.
Okay.
Except for the shots that are bullshit, right? Or the shots that are mandated. Whatever you got. I don't know. Aaron Rodgers tested positive for COVID-19. He will miss the Packers game against the Chiefs on Sunday. The Green Bay Packers organization has confirmed that Aaron Rodgers was indeed unvaccinated.
Yeah, that's why you got 10 days instead of having to provide 2 negative tests.
He said he'd been immunized, but he didn't specifically say, see, I've been immunized. I've been immunized. We've all been immunized at some point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Against something.
I'm Italian by transfusion. What is that saying when you say that?
I don't know. Can you call in? No, you can't call in. You mind if you just show up for the show?
It's Chad.
Chad Hummel says, can I call in? No, you freaking can't call in. Do your job. I don't think we can put him on via anything, can we?
Yeah, he could.
I mean,
call
he
in.
could call in if he wants.
He
How-
could call
does-
Austin's cell phone
Yeah.
number.
How
Call-
does he call?
Call my cell, Chad.
Yeah, call this. Can you text him and say call? Yeah. So Aaron Rodgers is out. Aaron Rodgers is indeed unvaccinated against the virus, meaning that he's
There's a
going
lot
to
of
miss.
football players that are unvaccinated.
Cole Beasley of the Buffalo Bills of the game that I was at is
There's
unvaccinated.
plenty of Bills that are unvaccinated.
Is Cole Beasley a crazy whore? Does he deserve to have death? I'm sure he did get death threats. I'm sure he did because Twitter
I'm sure he did.
lit him up.
I think he got rid of his Twitter account too.
You know why? Because there's a crazy batch of freaking, people out there that aren't, you're not in your right mind.
I had a
You're not right.
I
You
had a
need
hot
to see
take.
someone.
I had a hot take when I got up this morning and when my brains were exposed.
Mhm. Italian by injection. Someone thinks
Yes,
that's funny.
thank you. Italian by injection. That's what I am.
I know I'm a white cracker biatch. Thank you, John.
So, anyways,
Cracker.
100 years has passed, right? The big Spanish flu. Basically, 1918, you either got the flu and died,
Hmm.
or you got the flu and lived, right?
Right.
100 years have gone by. Medicine, vaccines, we've conquered the world. Modern medicine is fantastic. Where are we today with COVID-19? You get the virus and you either die, or you get the virus and you live.
And it's 99.6% of people live.
But
right.
the shot doesn't stop you from getting COVID.
Right. Clearly. Jen
So-
Psaki,
right. So
Biden's
Am I
minion.
on air?
Yes.
Oh my God. Is it God?
Am I on air?
You are.
Can you hear us?
Can I talk to Lonsberry, please?
Yes.
I'll
please.
hang up and listen.
I think he's already blocked you.
First time, long time.
First time, long time. Nice. I love it.
Yeah. Go ahead. What do you got?
Well, I got nothing. I just wanted to call and say that I'm driving back from court and I'm listening in, and the audio is all banged up. I don't know if it's just my iPhone or if something's going on there. If maybe the feds are rappelling in from some Black Hawk helicopters above, but
they're coming in through the attic. Well, they're going to get a lot of asbestos on them.
I don't think there's anything wrong with the audio, is there? No one else is really complaining about
usually
it.
Usually, if something's wrong on our end, people will start. The comments will
that's
start
what I was
pouring in.
wondering.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
So
that's what I was wondering.
So you had a hearing today, and just to be clear, you and Tom have not fired me, right?
I haven't.
Okay. Because people are insisting she lost her job and she's going to jail. I just want to be clear that neither of those two things are happening.
Look, you might be going to jail, but you're not going to lose your job.
Well, there's comfort for you.
I'm not going to jail.
This was the extent of mine and Tom's conversation. I texted Tom and I said, "How much do you think we could get for used podcast equipment on eBay?"
Right.
And his response was, "Well, we can just put it in the basement until she gets out of jail." And I go, "That's not a bad idea."
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because you could be like Mike Tyson. At some point, you're going to return.
Yeah, listen, there won't be any bail reform for me. I will just say that. I'm going straight to jail. They're never letting me out. They're throwing away the key. But I think that's the point here is that, OJ is at the Bills game, but yet how sideways is that when I happen to be the story, Chad? And the second thing is, people are losing their jobs and getting shamed over these mandates, which have got to be unconstitutional, and it's wrong, and it's divisive, and it doesn't do this country any good at all. But yet it's happening, and it's happening still.
Yeah,
Chad.
It's all that, and that, and then some.
And,
yes, Tom. Just Tom.
And now the news.
And now the news. This is great. I love this. I feel like I'm calling into a radio show. I'm driving down the road. I'm actually almost there. I'll be there in a couple minutes, and then I'll be up for a few minutes. But yeah, Kimberly, you're right. This is running rampant everywhere. People are losing their jobs. People are being asked to do the most insane things in order to keep their jobs. For example, I'm working with some teachers right now across New York State in different districts, and they're being asked to be tested to prove that they're healthy as an option to being vaccinated in order to keep their jobs, while at the same time, the teachers who are vaccinated are showing up on the daily COVID reports at the schools spreading COVID.
Oh my
God.
God.
The healthy people are being threatened to be fired, literally, not rhetorically. Literally, they're being threatened to be fired, the healthy people. And the people that are coming to school with COVID are fine. They're not in any sort of jeopardy. That's where we're at.
How is that even possible?
Yeah.
And I think what's coming
Let's
is
go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. I said it earlier.
Let's go, Brandon.
That I think Virginia is the major correction that I think that we're heading in.
Absolutely not.
You don't think that
the answer is that they just didn't go far enough?
Oh, is that the Democrats' answer?
Yeah.
They didn't go far enough.
Yeah.
There is. I want
That's
you to.
always their answer.
I don't know if you can hear this audio. This is Joy Reid on MSNBC last night. Austin, I think we have this. And in it, she says something very interesting. It's about a 40-second clip. I want you to listen to it, Chad, because this is what they do when they realize that there's a major correction coming. Go ahead.
Provide basic services to our kids and families, that is also a form of toxicity that I think the exhausted
That's Rachel
voter,
Maddow. Hold on.
Black, white, and other does. It does. There's a resonance there as well.
You know what? For Democrats to really fight that, they would have to be willing to say what you have said on your show. I think we've all said a version of it. You have to be willing to vocalize that these Republicans are dangerous, that this isn't a party that's just another political party that disagrees with us on tax policy.
What?
That at this point, they're dangerous. they're dangerous to our national security because stoking that kind of soft white nationalism.
I'm sorry, stoking that kind of soft white nationalism that she is claiming that the new Governor Youngkin, exhibit. I mean, she's basically calling him a soft white nationalist.
That's absurd. The other thing too, that's obviously an excellent point. The other thing I heard there too. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, the other thing.
Oh, wait a minute. We already did it.
Zip it. The other thing I heard in there too, and I'll admit I'm borrowing this. I heard this somewhere along the way over the past 24 to 48 hours, but she's talking about that Republicans are dangerous to our national security.
Yeah.
Is she for real? Has she seen what's going on at the border?
No.
Whose policy right now has an open border in the South? Is that the Republicans or the Democrats?
Joe Biden just let everyone in and didn't look at any of them, right? Just let them on in. All those people that were in Del Rio.
They didn't have vaccination cards coming in across the border.
Apparently they didn't have vaccination cards. They didn't have a lot of kind of cards, right?
They probably had some doctored ones. Who knows?
That's possible.
All right, I'm going to hang up and listen.
Okay, you hang up. Yeah. I mean, there is Joy Reid on MSNBC last night saying that Republicans are dangerous to national security. But we have laid witness to what happened in Afghanistan under the direction of President Joe Biden. We watched that happen at the airport. We watched 13 service men and women lose their lives under the policy of President Joe Biden, who food barred that thing from Kingdom Come. We watched that whole thing go down. We watched Afghanistan civilians that had worked with American troops be left behind with other American civilians in Afghanistan. We watched that happen. But Republicans are dangerous.
Plus, we gave up all the Taliban terrorists that we had captured, and we gave them back, and now they're running the country.
They're running the country, and then we left all of our equipment for them to use. And then at the border, we're letting the caravan of illegals in, and they're not being fully, you can't take the time to fully look at who they are and where they are. There's no way you can do that. Right?
Doesn't seem possible.
You can't vet 5,000 people in a week. There's no way what's really in their background.
And you can't let 80,000 people in a Bills game in 20 minutes either, or a half an hour.
It holds 70, doesn't it?
70-something thousand.
Yeah, you can't vet people coming over the border, but Republicans are dangerous. Let's play her again. I just want everyone to be clear what the whole mindset is now that the Democrats have witnessed a slight correction happening.
Provide basic services to our kids and families, that is also a form of toxicity that I think the exhausted voter, black, white, and other, does. There's a resonance there as well.
But you know what? For Democrats to really fight that, they would have to be willing to say what you have said on your show. I think we've all said a version of it. You have to be willing to vocalize that these Republicans are dangerous, that this isn't a party that's just another political party that disagrees with us on tax policy, that at this point, they're dangerous. They're dangerous to our national security because stoking that kind of soft white nationalism
stoking
leads
soft
to the hard
white nationalism.
It leads to the hard white nationalists if you stoke the soft white nationalists.
And that's what she is calling the governor-elect Youngkin. A soft white
nationalist.
I don't appreciate that sort of fat shaming.
Does seem that way, doesn't it?
It's not really very nice, is it?
Oh.
Is it,
yeah,
Austin?
Don't call people soft just because they're a little overweight.
Just a little pudgy.
What about doughy? Is doughy okay?
Yeah,
that's it.
Exactly.
That's a good one.
The other thing I thought, and of course, the picture of me at the Bills game was everywhere. But of
how
course,
did you get so close to OJ?
Well, but I will tell you that in the pictures, of course, when people have nothing, when people don't have an argument or can't debate you or have nothing good to say or helpful,
racism,
they'll just go right for your looks. You got a fat face and a fat ass, fatty 2x4. Listen, I could weigh 90 pounds and still have the same face. It's
really.
I've always
Is that the way it works.
I've always had a fat, chubby face. At birth, I could be anorexic. I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable or trigger anyone by saying I could be anorexic. I don't mean to offend, of course, God help me. But I could be anorexic and still have this face. So you can fat shame me all you want. You can call me a fat ass. You can call me all the names that you did, but whatever. We're not going anywhere.
We all have our problems, Kimberly.
We're not backing down, as Tom Petty says. We're just not. God bless his soul, right?
Yeah. One of my favorites.
So I know Chad was saying he was coming. I just want to say this. We thank our sponsors, Fantuzzo's Acupuncture. Fantuzzo's Acupuncture, great for the holiday season. If you're looking for a gift card from Fantuzzo's Acupuncture might be good. They help, they do that holistic. They do a great job. They're phenomenal. Taylor Heating and Plumbing. Taylor Heating and Plumbing. Taylor 500 Help. Heating, plumbing, air conditioners, water heaters from Bradford, white water heaters, whatever you need. Taylor 500 Help. Precision Lawn and Garden. They have blowers and snow blowers. They've got everything that you need, and plows at Precision Lawn and Garden. And speaking of plowing, Express Sealers. Call Brian. His number is right behind me somewhere. So call Brian at Express
645-2010.
That's it. And making sure that your driveway is plowed in the winter on the east side, Brian at Express Sealers will help do that. I thought Fonzie's jacket was in the Smithsonian.
It should be.
Did you? I'm pretty sure I saw it at one point in time in the Smithsonian when I visited in the 90s.
Maybe there was more than one.
Maybe. But Fonzie says that
Henry Winkler.
Do we have Fonz? There he is. He was in Happy Days, which ran through the 70s.
Great show.
He is 76 years old now. Is it possible that the Fonz is 76?
No.
He is auctioning off one of the original jackets from Happy Days on December 8th. The jacket that he is selling has been in his possession for decades, while, another one was sold to the Smithsonian in 1980. But he has one extra leather jacket.
He went to Wilson Suede's and Leather and bought it, and now he's trying to get $500,000 for it.
The jacket, the Fonzie leather jacket that you see there, of course, again, there's one in the Smithsonian, and then he has two at home. He's going to auction it off with a complete Fonzie ensemble, including a pair of jeans, a t-shirt, and the motorcycle boots. And they're thinking that the outfit at auction will go anywhere from $50,000 to $70,000 and up.
It's a bargain.
So if you got pocket change sitting around,
Chad calls it stupid money.
Let me get in my pocket. Fine, stupid money. Then you can buy Fonzie's jacket. That would be kind of cool, right? I've always wanted the ruby red slippers. They're in the Smithsonian as well, and there were several pairs. And over the years since The Wizard of Oz was made in the 1930s, several pairs, I think there were 6 in all, 5 or 6 pairs.
Really?
That Judy Garland wore in The Wizard of Oz. And there's one in the Smithsonian, and I think the rest primarily have disappeared over the years.
I wanted Pinky Tuscadero's jumpsuit.
I blame the Munchkins.
the lollipop kids.
Those little bastards get drunk. They stole, crap.
The Oompa Loompas.
Oh, yeah. Back in the day, we talked to one of the Munchkins from The Wizard of Oz on our radio show. And he said it was crazy that they would all just, there'd be sex. It was like drinking.
Sex.
The Munchkins.
Here. The Munchkins. Speaking of Munchkins.
I'm glad you got here.
Here he is, Mr. Chad Hummel.
I'm glad you got here.
Oh, it's been crazy.
Have you been writing up the cease and desist?
Which one?
Did you make up our bowling night yet, Chad?
No.
Damn it.
I've been busy.
You've been busy?
So it's been crazy.
Can you speak to what's happening in Hilton or no?
Well, there's 2 things going on that I'm involved in.
Okay, I know there was the parents getting arrested last week.
Correct. So I can speak to that more specifically. Those individuals, and there's 3 of them. I'm not familiar specifically about the third individual, the gentleman that was reported in the news who refused to put his mask on, and then they tried to kick him out, and apparently he wouldn't leave, so they had him arrested. But then there's my client who, yes, Shaney, I'm a busy man. That's her, right on cue.
Yeah.
So she has court. Hopefully she's okay with me talking about this. I think it's all public record, but in any event, so Shaney has court tomorrow night at 6:00, and There's a co-defendant along with her, another woman who's being represented by attorney Dan Strollo.
Okay.
And so these two individuals, along with the third, I presume, are going to be arraigned tomorrow night in Hilton on the charges of trespassing. And from what I know so far, the board meeting that had commenced, and then these individuals were essentially kicked out of, reconvened.
Right.
And the district has openly and publicly declared that they reconvened the meeting and that the meeting was posted online in order to comply with the open meetings law.
Of course.
So the question becomes, was the meeting reconvened with members of the public in there or not?
I don't think it was it?
Well, I've heard, and we'll be able to watch the video, presumably, because it's been posted, but I've heard that the meeting had members of the public in it. So if it did, it's a slam dunk, right? I mean, if the board kicked out the people that it didn't want there, had them arrested, locked the doors and had them arrested, and then reconvene the meeting with the public that was acceptable, well, I think they have a problem, right? Now, even if they reconvene the meeting without any public in there, they still have a problem on their hands.
Right.
From the standpoint of the legality or illegality of the arrests still falls in my opinion. It's illegal. The arrests, in my opinion, were illegal with or without the public being brought back in, or some of the public being brought back into the meeting. That would just be icing on the cake for a civil lawsuit if they reconvene the meeting publicly while they violated the constitutional rights of other members of the public who had the right to be there. So the charges are going to fall either way, because it's just simply illegal to arrest somebody on public property with a fake order to leave just because you don't want them there.
Right.
That's what it comes down to.
I forget what it was called. It was it's
a turnover
a turnover arrest.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They were told to leave because the district didn't want them there, and Baxter is going to do the job for them. And I think he was reelected yesterday, despite some write-in votes for some individuals.
He ran a post.
Did you get any votes,
easy.
Chad?
I believe I got one for sure. I saw it wasn't me either. I didn't vote for myself.
No.
No.
So there's that situation, and then the kid with the Confederate flag, right? Is that the other?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into the specifics of that case, but yeah, I was. There was a situation out in Hilton with a kid with a Confederate flag, and I'll just say this: it's pretty sick. It's pretty terrible that the districts are in a position now, and I'm not going to, and I said this in the hearing, I'm not going to certainly defend any particular school district for sure, but the districts are in a position now where if no matter what they do, they're wrong. But it's their own doing, in my opinion. They've put themselves in a position where they're not allowed to discipline kids because they've created a situation where they want the kids to be able to do whatever they want, so that then we can have basic anarchy, and then they complain when they can't discipline kids. So
yeah, it does happen that way.
Yeah, they've run themselves into a circle that they can't get themselves out of, I think, to the point now where they're literally picking and choosing who to target and who to go after. It's sad. It's sick.
That is very sad.
Yeah.
Got to give a shout out. This is a blast. I mean, when you talk about blast from the past, it's a real blast.
I see that.
Did you see my good friend Debbie from Northwest Missouri State University in Maryville, Missouri? Debbie Pewitt was an Alpha Sigma Alpha sorority sister. Alpha Beta Gamma Delta Epsilon Zeta Eta Theta Iota Kappa Lambda. I can do it. ASA, the Greek alphabet. It's like ingrained in my head from Hell Week. But
that's what's ingrained in your head
from college. Yes.
Okay.
So
that explains a lot.
So Debbie and I were sorority sisters, Alpha Sigma Alpha sorority at Northwest Missouri State University, and she says that she's been watching. What did she say? Do we lose her?
She obviously saw you on TikTok yesterday.
Yeah, maybe blast from the past, went to college, love listening, don't always agree with everything. You don't have to. See, that's the beauty of this country, is that we can listen to each other and be respectful of each other and have differing opinions and not want to shame people or put them out of work or light them up on social media or call them and call them on the phone and call them crazy whores. And I know
that's not the way it works, Kimberly.
Apparently it is not. But the thing of it is, rational human beings can have conversations and go, oh, that's a different opinion. I didn't think of it like that. I mean, Chad and I don't agree on everything, but he has perspective.
I'm an anti-vaxxer, right?
That I'm appreciative
I don't agree
of.
with Chad on anything.
I mean, I don't know if you're an anti-vaxxer or not. I think you can appreciate.
Really?
I think you can appreciate that the polio vaccine is a
Nope.
worthy vaccine.
Nope.
Or maybe not. I mean, I don't know. But you can have that opinion and I respect you for it, right? I'm not going to shame you into you need to have your kids vaccinated or you're crazy and need to lose your job as a lawyer. It's insane.
I just like when you say lawyer.
I say it normally. I don't know why you guys make fun of me for that.
I don't want to go necessarily go back to something that you guys were talking about, but what's going on with the Aaron Rodgers situation?
So Aaron Rodgers
Is he on your fantasy team, Chad?
has COVID.
No, but I'm playing against him this week.
Well, not anymore.
He's playing my Kansas City Chiefs.
He has COVID.
How many times has he been vaccinated?
None.
He said he was vaccinated.
He was
though.
immunized. He went to Canada for an experimental blood
So is he getting
transfusion.
bashed then?
Yes.
Yeah, so they're going after him.
Oh.
And so can we hear that audio?
Are you vaccinated and what's your stance on vaccinations?
Yeah, I've been immunized.
I love it. He's my hero. Yeah, he's been immunized.
Well,
That's a
I
great
mean,
answer.
it was a great. We've all been immunized.
So he didn't.
Right?
Did he ever say that? Did he ever admit that he hasn't been "quote unquote" vaccinated?
Well, the Green Bay Packers have said that he has not been vaccinated.
Have
Right.
they? Okay.
Because he has to serve 10 days. Well, he has to be out for 10
And
days.
so that's the situation.
If
with
he
Aaron
was
Rodgers. It's blowing up and
vaccinated,
it's blowing. And
if he was vaccinated, he'd have to provide 2 negative tests on back-to-back days.
and
That makes no sense.
So that's what the rule is.
You either have it or you don't.
I know.
And if you have it, you can spread it. I mean, this is just so ridiculous.
Debbie says she was more concerned that they said I was a Bills fan. Well, I am a Bills fan. I listen. I've been here 21 years.
I think the Bills are more concerned that
in all these years. I know I have.
I hear you're moving to Canada, Kimberly.
No.
No.
No. Why would I move where it's worse? No, I'm here for now. And I know people would like to run me out of town on a rail, but I'm here.
on a high-speed rail.
But
Or,
that never got the funding.
Louis
right?
Slaughter.
Oh my goodness. But yes.
or a train to the chambers.
So they're killing Aaron Rodgers because he said he was immunized, and now they're calling him a big fat liar. And the way they do people
Yeah.
on social media and in the regular media, because ESPN just jumped full feet right on Aaron Rodgers over this.
Of course they did.
I mean, it's been like the number one, whatever. Instead of the story about the Oakland Raiders player, and I don't know
Right.
if you heard this
Henry
story.
Ruggs.
Henry Ruggs III. Have you heard this story?
No.
After the not the Oakland Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders. After the Las Vegas Raiders game on Sunday, and I don't know if they won or lost, he gets in his brand new 2021 Corvette with his girlfriend. He's 2 times over the legal limit. He's got a loaded gun in the car. He's going down a road at 156 miles an hour.
At impact, that's what it was.
At impact, according to
Is he dead?
whatever box they have in the car that can tell these things.
Oh yeah.
He's not dead, and his girlfriend isn't dead, but the woman that he rear-ended,
Had COVID.
yes, yes, and there you have it. End of story. Good night, everyone. Yes,
She died of COVID.
she dies of COVID. That's exactly what she died from. The car went up in flames, but she had COVID, and that's the story we're going with, whether you like it or not.
I didn't hear about this.
And there was a canine in the car too.
Yeah, the dog died.
The dog.
The dog died, which really pisses me off.
Fauci's good with that.
But Fauci's okay
Well,
with
it
that.
wasn't a beagle.
Allegedly, it wasn't a beagle.
I don't think you guys
Were there
are too-
fruit flies in the car too? What
No, right.
the hell's wrong with me?
But instead of that story being on continuous loop about that guy, Aaron Rodgers' lies to everyone is on continuous loop. Listen, I don't like Green Bay Packers any more than anyone else does. Why would I? But that's wrong. That's when that story is on a big time loop and the story about the Raiders player isn't on a loop in continuous media cycle over and over and over again. That's a problem. The guy was going 156 miles an hour down the road 2 times over the legal limit with a loaded gun in his car.
Well, there's nothing wrong with the loaded gun.
And he killed a woman and her dog. Yeah, I don't know what the rules are in Vegas over loaded weapons.
Well, I'm
and
certain
being twice over the legal limit or going 156 miles an hour at impact in your Corvette.
I'm certain that the rule is he can't have the loaded gun in the car unless he has a permit. But I'm just suggesting that I don't have any problem with somebody carrying a loaded firearm without a permit.
Carry a loaded
In fact,
gun.
the Supreme Court was making a big ruling. There was oral arguments today at the Supreme Court that are going to potentially affect some pretty substantial Second Amendment issues.
Did you see the picture of the new
Yes.
Attorney General in Virginia?
No, the new Lieutenant Governor.
I'm sorry. What did I say? Attorney General.
yeah.
The new Lieutenant Governor. Sorry, it's been a long show.
Did you
There
see
she
the
is.
picture?
She is a Marine.
That is awesome.
She's a Republican.
Well, she's clearly a racist.
Right. How dare she stand there with an AR?
How dare she leave the Democrat plantation and think for herself and run as a Republican and get elected and
Did you
have a
just say that?
firearm and
That is the face of soft white nationalism right there.
Right there.
That is what that is.
No,
Isn't
that's badass. That's what that is.
Isn't that what
That is
Joy
awesome.
Reid said? That is soft white nationalism right there.
look, here's
Because she was elected along with Youngkin in Virginia.
here's the
And the Democrats losing their mind. They don't know
Yeah.
what to do with her. She's like a black woman who's a Republican, a Marine
with a gun.
with an AR. And I don't want to get in her way because I guarantee that Marine knows how to use that gun. God bless her. God bless her and everything that made her who she is today.
And you know what? If she was a Democrat without that gun and had gotten elected in this election, she would be Woman of the Year. She would be name a magazine.
Nobody's
She'd be on the
talking
cover
about
of
her.
Glamour. She'd be on the cover of
Vogue.
with a purse and
She'd be with the Hollywood elites
and a Fendi bag.
and probably what's his
Wasn't
face.
that
and
Private Benjamin or something?
she would
Wasn't
be
that
in
that movie? Goldie Hawn.
She'd be in the new Baldwin Western movie. I don't know if I recommend that.
Exactly.
But this is Winsome Sears. This is her name, Winsome Sears.
That's awesome.
She is
Does that mean I'm not a racist anymore? Because I'm perceived to be a Republican that would vote for her. Does that mean I'm not a racist?
I don't
anymore?
think that gets you off the hook, Chad.
people don't know what to do with her.
This is the
How
best.
here's we ignore her. We don't do a story about her. We ignore her. We talk about everything else. Don't look here.
Yeah,
look
they hope she fails.
They completely because they don't know what to do with her.
Yeah.
She is a black woman who is educated, who is military, who is a Marine, who is pro-gun,
And does this matter?
who is anti, critical race theory in Virginia.
Yeah.
Because she says it's a made-up thing, doesn't exist.
So I think this is like this in many states with the governor's ticket that the lieutenant governor runs on a completely separate
Yeah,
ticket,
that
right?
surprised me actually. I didn't know that.
So that makes it a bigger story? No, she was elected.
She was elected.
She
On
wasn't
her own
elected
merit,
on
on
her
the
own.
coattails. She didn't
Yes.
have coattails.
She
Right.
didn't get elected because everybody that went to vote for the governor,
Of Youngkin.
you know, drags her along,
Right.
right? She just comes along with the ticket. She was
Right.
elected on her own merit.
Exactly.
That's impressive.
It is impressive, isn't it?
And it's disgusting that it won't be a story.
And it's not. I mean, they're doing everything in the national and local media they can to completely avoid this story. And it's a shame because it's a story that should be told. She has made history as the first Black Republican woman elected to the House. I mean, this is,
Nothing.
she's
Crickets.
nothing. So
Awesome.
there she is today as the lieutenant governor of Virginia. What else are you working on over there?
Staying alive?
Are we trying to stay out of trouble?
No.
I know.
Apparently not.
Can I just tell you?
Just Tom is.
No.
Between
I was so stressed out. I went to Costco today and bought a new sweater.
between the two of us
What else wrong with
and
it?
everyone else, I think we're giving just Tom an ulcer.
I am. I think I have to retire.
But someone said to me today, "Why can't you just shut up and stay out of trouble?" Someone said that to me today.
Was it me?
What is your answer to someone who tells you, Chad, can't you just shut up and stay out of trouble? Why don't you just stand down for once? Is it? And then the next person, the next words out of their mouth was, "Is it all worth it?"
Change? Is change worth it?
All right, so I'm going to object because that's a compound question, but I'll try to answer the first question first. So I've obviously been asked that question myself,
By
right?
me.
What's that?
By me about 20 times.
That's right. Tom's been asking me that question for 30 years.
Why did the FBI have to show up at your house? Why?
Good point.
Why? No
So,
more
I'm sorry,
wire hangers.
What was the first question again? I've had a
Can't
rough
you just
day.
shut up and stay out of trouble? That was a
No.
question that was asked me, and I said,
Well, look, you know what? This is what you say to that person. You do you, and I'll do me. Right? Somebody that would ask that question is somebody that
they want to silence you.
They just don't want to ever put themselves out there. Right? I've used this analogy before, that it's the Revolutionary War, and only 3 to 10% of the people take up arms against the British, but 100% of them relished in the victory and relished in the freedoms that it produced for them.
Right.
So,
right.
Some of us play the game, Chad, and some of us sit in the stands and cheer.
Yeah, that's great.
Isn't that how it works?
But you don't leave the stands and go down to the field and yell at your own quarterback to sit down and shut up, right? Yeah, if you want to cheer. But don't tell me to sit down and shut up.
Why can't you just behave and stay out of trouble?
Tell me I appreciate what you're doing. I don't have the balls to do it.
Right.
But I appreciate what you're doing.
You can't make a stand for mandates by sitting down and shutting up.
Yeah. So what's
mandates
that
are wrong
sticker?
and they don't work.
You know, here's the best about the hypocrisy of the rank and file feminazis on the left wing is that they're the ones that have been riding around for the past 50 years with bumper stickers that say that good women, never make history, or what's that phrase?
I know what you're saying. Yeah, right.
Quiet women never make history, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Well, guess what? Those are the people right now that are telling you to sit down and shut up. It's those people.
Right.
So what? It's only when it's their fight? It's only when it's their cause?
Bingo. It's only when it's their agenda that needs pushed.
Yeah.
It's not about a differing of opinion. They don't want to hear that if it's not their opinion.
And that
if you have a different thought, they don't want to hear from you.
Yeah. And that would be fine.
Which is sad.
To me, that would be fine because we're all humans. We do all have, to some degree, our own personal agendas. But when the fight that is being fought is for the Constitution and common freedom and common good and common right to choose, etc., then how is that a sit down and shut up moment? That's either I will stand with you or thank you.
So what you're saying is you both are going to be my ride or die bitches.
Oh,
right?
I am.
I already sold you out.
I've got my 2 ride or dies right here.
Tom's thing right now is he told the feds that if he'll keep you on the air till 5:05 if they get here. So that's where Tom.
I already gave you up, Kimberly.
That's Tom's angle right now.
I'm sorry. Aren't you tired?
I'm going out in cuffs with you.
I'm the Labrador Retriever that shows you where all the goodies are.
Aren't you tired? I mean,
what was the second question?
I want to say to all the haters, because the haters are going to do the thing, but I asked this question to all the haters that either come after me
Sue's got it.
Or
Sorry.
Tom. What is it?
Well-behaved women seldom make history.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Aren't you tired? How much energy does it take to send an email to an organization, a business organization that you've never heard of? How much energy, how much are we living in your head rent free that you have to pick up the phone and dial my number time after time after time just to tell me I'm the C word or I'm a crazy whore because I don't want to get vaccinated or or any of those, horrible things.
Was the C word crazy?
No.
Oh.
So some of the most reprehensible voicemails.
Oh,
but aren't you tired? I mean, aren't you? I'm done with it. I'm done with the mandates and people having to lose their jobs and people getting arrested at school board. I mean, I'm done. I am done standing down. Aren't you? But the hate's got to stop. I mean, it's got to be tiresome. And it's got to suck all the energy out of you to be that angry and hateful all the time. Don't you think?
Yeah.
I mean, it's really, you can't be a happy person. I've never in my life saw somebody on the news and go, oh my God, I got to call them up and tell them what a crazy whore they are. Hello, crazy whore. I mean, I've never done that. Now on the radio, we have called people to get a story. That is true. That was my job, which if I didn't do my job and have high ratings, I would have gotten fired. Turns out I got fired anyway. And here we
Shocker.
are, Kimberly's revolution.
If I could, I say this all the time, so forgive me, but if I could be objective, which I'm not, what I would say is this. And I've climbed to the top of these hills and have gotten the phone calls and so on and so forth. So in a perfect world, if you're going to put your neck out there in these situations, it would be pre-Twitter and pre-Facebook and pre-social media and pre-phones apparently.
Mhm.
But this is where we're at. So if we are going to continue to put our neck out there, then we just have to know, of course, that this is coming.
Backlash is coming.
We know it's coming, whether it's fair, whether we like it, whatever you want to, however you want to dissect it, it is what it is. It's going to come, and you have to take it on and then move on, because that's what this is all about.
Right.
Well,
here's Tracy. Hey, maybe not the smartest move telling the world you had a fake vaccine card. I think I just answered that. The mandates and what they're doing to people are wrong. So if this whole thing hadn't come to light, it's an open air stadium, Tracy. It's a football stadium outside where people breathe fresh air. Right. I just want to point that out.
To me, though, the second part of her statement is more disturbing, so to speak. And I don't necessarily mean that in a negative way to Tracy's comment.
So she's blaming me for something.
I'm hoping they don't get stricter at the games because of this. Look,
they're already strict. Haven't we already gone over? Tracy, if someone would have came to you 16 months ago and said, you know what, you're going to have to show a vaccine card to get into a Buffalo Bills game.
And there's going to be a picture of Kimberly and OJ together.
And by the way, if you don't get vaccinated, you're going to lose your job. Yeah, we're going to tell you how
that'll
to
never
handle.
happen in America.
Tracy would have been first on board to say, not going to happen
Not
here.
gonna happen.
This is America. Not going to happen. So now you're going to blame me for getting, how much more strict could they possibly get?
You can't have that philosophy of why can't the philosophy be, is something right or is something wrong? Not the person is wrong, the Bills or the Department of Health, right? Let's not focus on what they are doing as being wrong. Let's blame the person that's doing what is right. I mean, could you imagine the philosophy? Because that, Tracy, and look, I genuinely ask you to reflect on that statement, Tracy, because I truly believe that philosophy right there, if there's one philosophical thing that people are carrying around since the start of COVID that has caused us to continue to go down this road that we're going down, this bad road we're going down, it's that philosophy. Because there are millions of people who sit by and they actually believe in their heart of hearts that the government right now has good intentions.
Right.
And that you just need to comply.
Your loss
and it'll
of
get
freedom.
better. Right?
How many more freedoms can they take away from you, Tracy, when you say enough is enough?
It's just 14 days. It's just a mask. It's just 2 masks. We've all seen those memes, but it's true. And that's what
one vaccine. It's two vaccines.
And a booster.
Now you have to get 4 vaccines.
And another one.
Tracy, how many freedoms do you want to lose before you say to yourself and your family, I've had enough. I have had enough.
Here's the one question that shuts everyone down.
What's the next thing? You can only drive one car. You can only have one kid.
Yeah.
You can only,
But it's for your own good, Tom.
Correct.
Right.
It's for your own good.
What's the next thing coming down the road that you say now, oh, that'll never happen in America, and then it happens, right? Elections have consequences.
I've asked this question a dozen or more times since this all went down. And what I say to people is this. Okay, fine. You want to play the game of it's just this and it's just that and it's just this and it's just that. Just do it, just comply. My question is this. Tell me now, what's the one thing you won't do? Because your theory is you're doing it because you're being told to. You're doing it because you're obligated to do it. You're doing it because the government says it's for your own good. Is there something that the government could tell you right now that you wouldn't do? What's the one thing you won't do? Because that just ends it right there. Kim, that ends it. I'm sorry, Tracy.
Kim?
Tracy,
that ends it, Tracy.
I'm
What
Kim.
is it that you won't do then? Because if your philosophy is just do it because you're being told, then if Biden or Harris or Hochul, I was going to say Cuomo, if Hochul tells you, and I know you're going to call me crazy, but your theory is the government's telling you for your own good. If Hochul comes out tomorrow and tells you to get on a train because we're taking you away for a shower, are you going? Are you going, Tracy? Does your philosophy change? That's all. Does your philosophy change then? When do you draw the line?
Exactly. So we didn't mean to and we appreciate that you're watching, of course, and we appreciate that you took the time to send us a message. And we hope that you're still with us and you're not mad at us for pointing out, but we've got to take a comment like that and kind of break it down
100%.
and just hopefully open up your mind. You may not agree with us, Tracy, and that's okay, but we got to have the conversation. And the government mandates and the loss of freedom has to stop. It has to.
Does the train ride have a cooler, Chad?
Yeah, it'll have a cooler, all right. Keeps your body chill.
We appreciate everyone watching Kimberly's Revolution and the We the People Podcast Network. And I'm appreciative for the two guys, my ride or die bitches sitting across from me.
Is that what
Tom
I am now?
and Chad Hummel.
Already
And
gave her up.
I appreciate Austin for hanging in. Where's Austin? Does he?
I missed the thumbs up today.
I know, because
get another one?
if you try to show up on time for a show, I don't know, something very.
He doesn't even go to his own show.
Got attorney work to do. But again, it is Kimberly's Revolution on the We the People Podcast Network.com. It is a live website now where you can buy t-shirts, Kimberly's Revolution t-shirts, the We the People Podcast Network t-shirts. They are for sale up there. Hopefully in the next week or so, we'll have other stuff, other goodies.
Sponsor a jail cell.
Yes, bail bondsman. If you're a bail bondsman and you'd like to advertise on this show, of course.
Do they still have those?
I think so.
I don't know.
Well, no, actually, we don't need them anymore.
I've never
right?
needed one.
Do they have
Chuck Maselli? He was I don't know if Chuck Maselli's still
is
around.
he Chico's bail bond?
Chuck Maselli was the bail
Right.
bondsman in Rochester. That was the go-to guy.
Can I just say for a skinny second,
Skinny.
when this whole, because I knew
That's racist.
when they pulled Rich and I out of our seats at the
Yeah,
Buffalo
that
Bills
must have been
game,
scary.
how they found us is, I told you, some Jedi mind ship,
You bought a ticket.
crazy stuff. Bought a ticket.
That's
And
how
they
found
pulled
On
you.
a
us-
credit card.
The sheriff's deputies pulled us out of our seats, no kidding, and walked us up, the stairs at the stadium, and in the breezeway there, questioned us, and that didn't concern me at all.
Really?
It didn't really. It kind of freaked me out a little bit and then they talked to us, and then they said, "We'll enjoy the game," and I said, "Well, okay, thank you, I will," and I didn't start to feel fear until and I hated that. I had a pit in my stomach. I mean, that's a horrible way to want people to feel, isn't it? And I thought to myself, I don't want to feel like this. I was scared for a second. I'm sure, and you probably won't admit it because you're a man and you want to appear to have big balls. But when the FBI called you, you had to, for a second, get a little sick to your stomach, right? That's the fear that they want you to have. That's the way the government wants you to feel. They want you to feel fear, and they want you to feel sick. And the people out there want you to feel fear, and they want you to hunker down and cry and be so sorry for all your actions.
All that means is that you have respect for them. That's the problem with the young climate today, is that they don't respect law enforcement, so they don't have any fear.
For a second,
which means that it goes down the road that we've seen.
I had fear, legitimate fear, for a skinny second, and I hated that feeling. And I know that others feel the fear that are out there, the teachers, the social workers, the police, the firefighters, the Marines that are all losing their job, people who work for Harris that are being forced now to get boosters that we're seeing. All these people, how am I going to feed my family? They have fear. That's bullshit.
I know.
That is bullshit. The government making you feel fear. And then Tracy
says just follow along.
You're the cause of it, Kimberly, for more crackdown.
Yeah.
Wanting me to feel fear. Oh, I'll be damned. I'm not gonna. I am not gonna.
Let me just
Not
quickly
gonna
say
happen.
this. Tracy What she is 100% correct about factually
Pisses me off. I'm not going to feel fear.
Is they will do that. See, I lived it firsthand. So in East Irondequoit, it was game number 1. There wasn't a sign anywhere that said you had to wear a mask. In fact, the sign says that you don't have to wear a mask if you're socially distancing. And my whole situation happened, and then it blew up in their face. And I had a private investigator take dozens of photos of people on campus without masks on. And then next thing that occurred in those days following my arrest was they littered the fences at all of the school district property, at all of the athletic fields. They littered the fences with, you must have a mask on at all times, big yellow signs. And they immediately hired on dozens and dozens and dozens of overtime hours for the Swoop One security employees, which of course is the chief of police's staff. So he made money off of it.
Right next door.
Yeah, so he made money off of that. And they hired staff and they had them come to the games, all the games. There was no less than 6, 7, 8 of these yellow-coated security guards at all of the athletic events outdoors, making sure that if your mask went down below your nose, no less than 2 or 3 of them converged on you and told you to put a mask on. So she's right in this. I actually personally felt bad and guilty because I knew
of the crackdown.
I knew that the crackdown was 100% on me, and that had I not gotten arrested and made a stink, which was the right thing to do,
exactly.
Had I not done that and stood up for my own rights, then those parents all would have been able to go to the games, even though the school had some buried mask policy in their board policy that nobody knew about. Those parents all could have gone and watched all the baseball and softball games last spring without a mask on, or down on their chin at least. And there wouldn't have been any security guards anywhere because you're outdoors.
But now you're to blame.
I'm to blame, literally.
I know.
So she's right factually, but she's wrong, entirely wrong, anti-American wrong philosophically. And I know she probably doesn't mean to be anti-American wrong.
Of course she doesn't.
But she is.
Yeah.
She's anti-American wrong on the philosophy.
We still like you,
We have
though,
to stand
Tracy.
up for our rights.
You have to stand up, or they're going to run right over you. And if you don't stand up, who else is going to stand up? I mean, there's got to be someone to say, aren't you tired? Just, honestly, stop with the crazy and the un-American activities. And that's all we're going to say about that. All right. That's going to do it for Kimberly's Revolution on the We the People Podcast Network. We support our advertisers, Fantuzzo's Acupuncture, Taylor 500 Help, that's Taylor Heating and Plumbing, Precision Lawn and Garden, and Express Sealers, where Brian at Express Sealers is plowing driveways for the snow coming up, business and residential. So if you need a good snowplow service, Express Sealers, they are the ones to go to. Appreciate everyone showing up today on a Wednesday for Kimberly's Revolution. Chad Hummel, Just Tom, and of course, Austin. And thanks go out to Rockvox Productions with Fitz. And that's going to do it until next Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday. I don't know which.
Are we going to be here then?
We sure are.
God bless. Be kind to others.
Rejuvenate, restore, refresh, and heal. At Fantuzzo Acupuncture, we seek to help achieve effective health and wellness in an elegant spa-like atmosphere. Fantuzzo Acupuncture specializes in traditional acupuncture, cosmetic anti-aging acupuncture, acupressure, cupping, CBD topical creams, and more. Approach healthcare holistically. Visit FantuzzoAcupuncture.com to book online today. FantuzzoAcupuncture.com.
From attic to basement, we're here for you. It's quality service in all we do. Call Taylor 500 Help.